Now, hold on, girls.
Lisa is ready, guys. Welcome, everyone. I just want to say that Lisa is ready because me and Shagan are not ready. So we're gonna go flying
Okay.
again and come back. But everyone, welcome, guys, to our very wonderful, beautiful, unprofessional, and sometimes rarely professional live on about reselling. And as you guys understand, me and Lisa were not resellers that much, but at least we got very great guest, one of the best resellers today. Segun joined us from Immaresellit YouTube channel. And before we start today, guys, I would like to say thoughts and prayers for everyone affected by two hurricanes that have happened in the last 3 weeks: Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. So everyone affected by the hurricane, thoughts and prayers with you and your families. And hopefully you guys are okay. So today, guys, please welcome everyone who will be joining us today and also who will be lurking as usual. We love you guys. It doesn't matter if you lurk or if you're in our live. We still love you. And we appreciate you supporting our live and the channel and Lisa and Shagan and me sometimes. So we got Shagan today, guys. And guys, I put all the information as usual for Shagan's channel into the description of the live. I'll put it also in the chat as usual, along with his Instagram. And if Shagan would like, I can put his TikTok in because he also has TikTok. So a lot of social media going on. So and also today, guys, if I'm gonna be a little bit slow, it was a very crazy day today for me personally because today is Yom Kippur and I didn't eat most of the day because I was fasting throughout the whole day since yesterday. And then in the evening I went to the synagogue to pray because it's a tradition for Yom Kippur. You pray and then you can eat after the service. So I only ate the first time today 30 minutes ago and drank water also. So forgive me if I'll be a little bit on. I'm usually slow anyway, but today after that and stuff like that. But so I forgive me in advance. And also, Cleveland Indians won today in Game 5, which was crazy. We had a lot of fireworks happening, still happening right now. So if internet goes out, it's not me, guys. It's our beautiful fans of Cleveland celebrating Cleveland Guardians advancing to American League Championship Series against the Yankees. So a lot of fireworks, a lot of people running around screaming. But anyway, Shagan is our guest, guys. Let me put his channel into the chat, guys, so you can subscribe to Shagan. He's got a lot of interesting content, very good content, very professional videos, guys. Not like
Interesting
mine.
for sure.
Shagan got very good skills, guys, in editing. I think one of the best, in my opinion, because I watch his videos and I see the masterful stuff going on that Shagan can do. And he also does lives, even though Shagan, you didn't do lives lately, right? From flea markets.
Y-
I don't know. I don't know if you did recently.
No, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple months. I want to try to get it going again before it gets too cold out at the flea markets. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, Shagan is. If you would like to ask any questions about any type of reselling stuff, Shagan is good to answer, guys. Not us. Me, usually I don't know anything. And Lisa actually knows some stuff. So it's gonna be something interesting for you guys to find out, about any type of questions that you can put in the chat. Hopefully, I'll read the questions. That's the most important part. So let me say hello to Barb in the house, Be Picking, Mel Flipset in the house. Hi, Bubbles, Blinks, and Needful Things. Barb in the house, Woody in the house. Woody, welcome. We got Christopher Nutter in the house. Chris, welcome. We got Craig in the house, Land Shark. If you sell the right, if you sell right the first time, you don't have to resell. That's actually kind of good statement there, Craig. It's not for me, but maybe for everyone else. Little Debbie in the house. Debbie, welcome. And Lisa in the house. Bubbles in the house. Lisa, thanks for stopping by. We got Nicola Presto. Good evening, folks. Here's Shagan. Hey, Chet. Thanks for coming, everyone. We got Phil Five Dime in the house. Phil, welcome. So, Shagan, tell everyone we're gonna have people coming in, as you know, from different lives. And Shagan was actually on a lot of lives already before. So, if you guys saw different lives in the past, you probably saw Shagan be as a guest. So tell everyone about yourself. Where are you from? What did you do originally before you got into some reselling stuff? And what is your like? What do you like to do, like besides reselling?
So I've been reselling for about 4.5 years now, full time. I started reselling when COVID started. And before I was reselling, I used to teach chess full time, and video game creation to kids. I used to do tournaments, online lessons, camps during the summer, after school programs, stuff at the library. So I did that full time, and then just kind of started flipping furniture because I needed some extra cash. And then some eBay, YouTube videos popped up, and I started getting into that and started getting to YouTube because of eBay, and yeah, started reselling full time. Yeah, right when lockdown happened, and yeah, outside of reselling chess, I still play a lot of chess now. I haven't played in a tournament in like 3 years, but play a lot of chess, movies, traveling. I like to travel a lot, and then when I travel, I like to source a lot too. So yeah, I'm based out of Chicago. Most of the time, I'm in Chicago. I go to Vegas a lot because I have a lot of family out there, and then I go internationally to Thailand a lot too during the winters to get away from the Chicago winters. I go to the flea markets a lot, and of course, the flea markets are dead in the wintertime. So I tend to leave in the wintertime. So the last 3 years, I've been able to leave, and this will be my fourth year. Fingers crossed, I'll be able to leave Chicago and then come back in like the springtime.
Man, that's actually, I would leave Cleveland too for the winter. I can tell you that. It's actually much worse in Chicago, by the way, guys, compared to Cleveland for winters. Chicago is very, like, I would say, colder and windier. That's why it's called the windy city, guys, because of the wind from the lake. Even though Cleveland also gets wind from the lake, but they got bigger lake. So that's why it's kind of similar type of winter situation. And a lot of the times, you cannot, of course, compare to other cities in the north that actually get more stuff like snow and wind. Cleveland is not that bad. I would say Chicago. I've been at Chicago numerous times in the winter time. It is kind of harsh, much more colder than Cleveland. So
You guys
uh,
got Lake Erie?
yeah, we got Lake Erie, and you guys got Lake Michigan
Yeah.
over there from one side. Yeah, no, that side that is actually because I always think that for some reason Chicago is near Lake Superior, but it's not. It's just you can actually get to Lake Superior. I think it's close, but Michigan is the one that's near. So and it's bigger than Erie. So, but we got Big Bro Auctions in the house. Greetings and salutations, Big Bro. Welcome. We got Teresa in the house. Grams and Pops Vintage. Grams. Hey, Roman and all. And Corey, welcome. I'm pretty sure Corey is also there. We got Woody. Who that in the house? And Barbara. Welcome, guys. And Big Bro is saying Ohio is jealous that their lake is small. Yeah, but Big Bro, small type of packages usually provide more excitement, man. So you never know how it is, man. With Lake Erie, it's kind of, even though it's a small lake, but it's got a big punch. And Teresa is saying you could have South Dakota winter. Yeah, that's right. Actually, guys, Corey and Teresa, I should not complain at all because of South Dakota, North Dakota winters, which are much more colder, guys, than Ohio, even though, depends on the situation. But actually, we got Shortcoin in the house. Welcome, Devan. Devan, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And we actually talked before we went live with Segun about his, chess. Actually, I forgot that I saw in the messages before in the chat that you mentioned that you like to play chess, and I actually have a lot of respect for people who play chess because chess, guys, it's a very interesting game, but where you have to think properly. I have a friend who used to be one of the best. He's originally from Ukraine, but he actually played in tournaments, and he was very good. So you have to, if you just play chess like a hobby, most likely you're not gonna beat people who played for a while because of how the style and how they think. Because sometimes people tend to think that chess is a fast game and it gets boring for them. But in reality, guys, chess, if you do certain moves, it will affect your next move right away in the whole game. So that's why a lot of chess players they will think for a little bit. That's why it's kind of one of the. But I have a lot of respect, Shagan, for people who actually learn how to play chess and play chess. That's actually very cool. So how do you and how did you originally grow up in Chicago or you moved from somewhere?
We moved around a lot. So I used to live in we lived in Central Illinois for a little bit. Then we lived in like the suburbs of Chicago. We lived on the south side of Chicago, and then we lived within the city of Chicago. But I went to high school and junior high in Central Illinois, which is like 2 hours south of Chicago. And then I came back to Chicago at like age like 18. Yeah, 18. Came back to Chicago and then haven't really left since. Well, left and came back a few times. I lived in Florida for a little bit, lived in North Carolina for a little bit, lived in Vegas for a little bit, and then lived in Thailand too for a little bit. But I always come back. I really like it here. It's not the winter time, but a lot of family still here, and I love the city.
Yeah, man, Chicago is actually very. I would say when I was there, because I was there like couple times and I haven't been there actually the last 5 years, but before that I was there a lot because of there was a business that our company ran. Like, they had offices in Cleveland, main office, and Chicago. They had another office in Chicago, and we used to go to our office in Chicago. And they had an office like it used to be virtual office. They were renting space there, and it was actually in downtown Chicago. So it was always kind of difficult to drive around. As you guys know, in Chicago downtown especially, it's crazy how traffic is. If you
I
ever
only
been,
ever took the L, so I don't know about driving. I was to Chicago once. I went to see Metallica at the Rosemont, and my experience with Chicago was I apparently really insulted a bum who was upset that I wouldn't drink out of his paper bag with him.
Ooh.
ooh, it was actually harsh, Lisa. See, that's why you became Bubbles Blings.
It was cold.
We got Daryl in the house. Howdy all, Daryl. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. And Big Bro is saying Chicago is in my backyard. Been there. Yeah, nice. It is a nice city actually because Shagan Big Bro Auctions. He's from Indiana, so he's
Uh,
next door. He's from close to Indianapolis, and that's why every time when I used to drive around in Indiana, because Indiana, like by itself, the state, the only big city there is Indianapolis. Other ones are very small cities. But when you go to Illinois, Chicago is like one of the biggest cities in the United States. So that's like a completely different stuff going on right away. But as soon as you get into suburbs, before you get to downtown Chicago, the traffic is just crazy. It doesn't matter what part of the day. It's just always crazy, and that's why. But it's a beautiful city, old city with a lot of history, as you guys know. So, Shagan, how's Chicago? How did you start? Did you start officially? Did you get into full-time reselling right away, or you still kind of part-time reseller
you talking about right now, or you talking about at the beginning?
in the beginning?
It was part-time for only about a month and a half. So this was January of 2020. Yeah, I made my very first sale at the end of January 2020. And so February, I was still trying to figure stuff out. I guess that was like really part-time. And then mid-March, that's when it just turned into full-time because it was just really no other options at the time. So really like a month and a half of part-time, and then full-time on eBay. But before that, I did the furniture for a little bit. That was for 3 months, but not on eBay. That was Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist a little bit. And then I was using that app Let Go. So they merged with OfferUp. So I was using that a little bit. So I was flipping furniture, desks, what else? TV stands, any type of furniture I could find, lamps, stuff that I can find for either like really cheap or free, and then reflipping that stuff back on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes doing a little bit like refurbishing it, cleaning it, light painting. So that was only for a few months. And then, month and a half of, I guess, part-time. Then after that, it was full-time when lockdown started.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of resellers that actually came on the scene, not just with reselling, going full-time reselling, but content creation started around that period. I actually was trying to kind of start at that period in 2020 also, but my dad passed away in the end of 2019, so I was not in the mood to until I got to almost 2021, around 2021 when I started to kind of like this kind of stuff, because before I didn't that much. I would watch some stuff, but not like, decided if I would make a channel, it would be not specifically about reselling, which actually what it is now, because I kind of liked it, and then I decided, there are so many different channels right now. At the time, actually, there wasn't that much in 2020, but eventually there were more and more coming on the scene, and people were having either different type of channel, not about reselling. But it's just kind of interesting that even like every time you think about it, uh, content creators about reselling and also who went into full-time reselling started about around same year, like say 2019, 2020, because of the situation back then was very favorable to start full-time reselling because of everything being shut down. So but so in when you started out with furniture, as you said, how did you originally start sourcing for furniture? Were you buying it at storage units, or I mean, buying storage units, or were you just sourcing it from someone and reselling it?
It was mainly from Craigslist at the beginning, Craigslist and OfferUp, because stuff was so cheap. And then on Craigslist, I can get it for free. And I didn't have much money, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So a lot of people were just getting rid of furniture for free on Craigslist. And at the time, I had a Scion TC, which is a small two-door car, but the seats fold back. So I was able to fit like a desk in there and then maybe something in the front seat. But it wasn't that time efficient because I could only fit two pieces of furniture in my car. So I would drive out there, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes sometimes, buy the furniture or get it for free. And then I would have to bring it back. And then I would put it in my attic where I was living at the time, and then take some pictures of it, put it up in the attic. So it wasn't that much that efficient compared to going to, a thrift store or yard sale. I can pick up like 20, 30 things and then, come back. But at the beginning, it was nice because it was free. A lot of stuff was free or really, really cheap, $5, $10. And I guess those tall boy dressers, they're pretty popular in the city because of space, since they're vertical, and they're selling for like $100, $150 if they're real wood, and it's basically still that same price now. Some of them are like $200 to $250, depending on the right ones. But people wanted to just get rid of it, so I would go pick it up and do it that way. Not efficient time wise, but yeah, that's how I started with furniture.
And furniture is interesting. Yes, that you started with furniture. Actually, it's the most difficult, in my opinion, maybe
Heavy.
stuff to resell. Even though, like, if you think about it, there is a lot of money. Segun knows about it, because if you find vintage furniture and you have space to store it, yeah, there is a lot of money, because I know a reseller here that a lot of his reselling is around vintage furniture, vintage lamps, and paintings. So he's doing pretty good. I mean, but he knows his stuff. And if you've seen enough of that stuff, eventually you learn, like with everything else. It is heavy, but if you sell one piece, think about it, right, Shagan? If you just get it like any type of furniture, like I would say desk, couch, or whatever. I mean, and you can get it cheap and sell it for over $100 right away locally. I mean, it's still not bad. I mean, you're not paying any fees to anyone.
Yeah, no fees. I remember there
Yeah,
was one day where I sold I think it was 3 different pieces, and it was $460, and it was all cash. I was like, wow, this is the most money I ever made in one day before. And it was just cash, no fees. And I was like, oh man, maybe let me try to scale this. And I was even thinking about trying to buy a cargo van or getting like a storage unit. Yeah, and I ended up deciding against that and went towards eBay. But yeah, space, that's definitely an issue. And especially where I was living at, all I had was the attic, and it was 3 levels to get that furniture up there. So sometimes with the dressers, I would take out the drawers in order to bring down the weight, and then I had to make multiple trips. Yeah, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
It
But
was a lot of work because of yeah, and you're absolutely right, man. Because of especially now, whoever does storage units, that's why it is hard work compared to sourcing anywhere. Doesn't matter where. I think storage units, whenever you try to buy, especially if you buy multiple ones, I mean, one person doing that, if, and some people do it that by themselves. They buy storage units, which is kind of amazing, and they try to clean it out themselves, try to move stuff out themselves, which is just crazy. It's a lot of work, and furniture, which basically I think is in most storage units, they need to get rid of it as fast as they can, unless they have storage space where they can just hold it and put it in there, because otherwise they will either have to take it to the dump because if it doesn't sell within 72 hours, depending on the storage unit policies, otherwise, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the only issue. That's why a lot of people not to trying kind of carefully get into storage unit type of buying, because either they will need a lot of more space or need warehouse, otherwise it's kind of difficult. But I actually applaud you, man, for selling furniture. Let me say thank you, big thanks to Wolfman's Goodies Chad and his family, as usual, coming down to our live and supporting us with a $10 super chat. Chad and your family are amazing guys. Thank you very much, as always. We got Bobby in the house. Long story short, Bobby, Jewish holidays actually are happened. I mean, keep happening right now. Starting in September, there was Rosh Hashanah. Last week, I was at the synagogue. This week is Yom Kippur, which just came out on a Saturday, and it actually came out on the same day as Cleveland Indians playing Game 5, so I couldn't eat or go anywhere. I was kind of stuck at home because you cannot do anything by Jewish tradition. On Yom Kippur, you have to fast. You cannot drink, eat anything. And Bobby knows about it. Jake knows for sure. So it's kind of stuff where I was excited for Game 5, and I was still watching it at home, but I couldn't go to the bar. I couldn't go anywhere because that's because of Yom Kippur. So that's kind of, it is what it is, guys, as usual. It happens in life. But Jewish holidays are still happening. It's going to be next on the Sukkot, next in 2 weeks. Um, Let me say hello. If I missed anyone, guys, I apologize. Hopefully I didn't, because Lisa has got my back. Got Flipping and Easy, John and Jen in the house. Hey, guys, nice to see everyone. Yeah, guys, John and Jen, I missed your lives again, because every time John and Jen, I actually rewatch their live, because on Monday, I sometimes would go to the beans and I come back tired and fall asleep. And Friday, I go to the beans when their live is on. So I actually rewatch their live on Monday. And then Friday, I actually, yesterday I went to the beans, because today I couldn't go because of Yom Kippur. So that's why it happens, guys. That's life. After Segun, after you were selling, you still sell furniture right now, or you done with?
no, I haven't sold any furniture in years, but I've been thinking about just picking up a piece here or there. I see it at the flea markets, and it's like $20, $30, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, wow, that's like $100, $125, but just the space that it takes up, I would have to, I mean, it would fit in my car and then get it into the basement, and then a lot of people in the city, they don't have cars, so I would have to like try to set up a delivery and just coordinate them picking it up versus eBay, Macari, Poshmark, you just ship it and go. I do have a dolly. I bought a dolly a few weeks ago just so I could like buy a dresser, but I still haven't bought anything yet. It's been like 3 years since I've flipped any furniture.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I still see some people going to, even though rarely I go to regular Goodwill store nowadays because of prices, or any savers or stuff like that. But every time you will come in, so like last time I think a couple months ago I was at regular Goodwill retail. Uh, there is a reseller that always goes there and finds some kind of furniture, not big furniture, but like vintage furniture that they don't price up because he kind of told me there is no point. It depends, of course, on where you are in the country, but he said that's the only thing that Goodwill currently is not pricing up that much because they just know nobody's gonna buy it, so they will throw it away. So that's why some resellers buying smaller type furniture because they can flip it locally, and that's what they do. But I mean, it's kind of interesting how each particular reseller does stuff because everyone's business models are different. And furniture is interesting kind of subject, but a lot of resellers try not to get into it, like you said, because of everything that needs to happen. You have to have a bigger car, you have to have dolly or pellet jack sometimes. You
Yeah.
have to have specific equipment to move it around and have help to help you with it. So it's not something like that. So what do you? How do you source currently in a great Chicago area, Shagan? You know, Chicago. Is there a lot of competition
Oh yeah.
reselling
Yeah.
wise?
Yeah. There's a lot of competition, but there's a lot of opportunities. I mean, my main thing is the flea markets is probably 80% flea markets, 10% online, Facebook, OfferUp, sometimes Craigslist still, and then the other 10% yard sales, thrift stores, and estate sales every once in a while. But yeah, flea markets. I'm normally at the flea markets like 3 times a week: Thursday, Saturday, and then Sunday. And Saturday and Well, Sunday's like my really long day. Sometimes I'll go to 2 markets. Yeah, I haven't done 3 markets before, but 2 flea markets in one day, and I'll just the markets are really big. They're really big here. Some of the biggest I've seen from where I've traveled. I've done like Houston, I've done LA, San Diego, Vegas, Atlanta. Yeah, from where I've been, this is the biggest ones I've been to. So yeah, get some steps in, get some fresh air. It's nice to just drive to one place and then just, I have my wagon with me and I just, buy a bunch of stuff and interact with people. It's good times. I like the flea market. It's my favorite place to source. And then online is nice because I buy a lot of electronics that a lot of people don't want to buy. Old printers, cash registers, old calculators that nobody thinks have value because everybody's going after the vintage like t-shirts and the video games and toys. I mean, I like that stuff too, but it's hard to find it. And I buy the stuff that's boring that people don't want to buy. So I can find that stuff on like Facebook and like Craigslist still sometimes, and then go pick it up, try to get a route going on, go pick it up, and then flip it online that way.
Yeah, man, that's a great idea, Shagan. Me too, man. We got same kind of thinking going on because you're absolutely right, man, about sourcing type of stuff that throughout the years already kind of have been eaten up by a lot of generational type of resellers who mostly buy vintage clothing or video game stuff, which is kind of already, I would say, been on a separate type of sourcing type of thing because it's most of the time you're not gonna find it much anyway, and a lot of people already found out. Like everyone tries to point out now, a lot of content creators throughout the years, kind of people of new generation, especially nowadays, they just learn everything much faster by going to social media, any YouTube channels or any type of, you know, social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, especially. So they kind of learn on the fly. So every time you see that kind of thing happening, and that's why a lot of that stuff is most of it will not be there, or there will be different sellers who already know the prices of how much everything is. Bobby, appreciate you very much, man, for sending us $2 super chat. He says Shagan that tell he great deals on furniture on Auction Ninja. I actually Auction Ninja. I think they got. I actually don't use it. Shagan, you ever used Auction Ninja before?
No, I never even heard of it. I'm gonna take note of this.
Yeah, right. I didn't use it. I know about it. They have good deals on stuff. I mean, it's just different type of sourcing. Bobby, a long story short, he is very good at selling. I mean, finding good clothing, and he has knowledge because he's kind of mostly does a lot of high-end clothing stuff and men's suits, ties, vintage clothing. He's very familiar with that because he is mostly in it. So he kind of not niche down entirely, but I would call him kind of niche down to that. So that's why he kind of is not bad at it. So that's if you have questions to Shaken about clothing, reach out to either Bobby or Ronnie Hart, who
You
was
said
our guest 2 weeks
said
ago.
I'm not the clothing guy. No, not me.
Well, if you
Oh,
ever need some kind of if you find some kind of vintage because he knows, I mean, there are a lot of resellers actually, content creators who are good, familiar with vintage clothing. Cernak connections.
mm,
Cernak, he is actually not bad at it. Team over the years. So there are resellers that actually know. I am not that bad at it also. I find vintage stuff. I just not concentrating much into it. And if you like me, for example, I'm all over the place. That's why I always said it. If I would be niched down to something specific, I would learn more, but I cannot be because I get bored and I have to kind of with my especially ADHD, I cannot concentrate on it. So that's why I'm all over the place. And if you learn about certain things, you learn a lot, and you will do better. In my maybe not, I don't know. It depends on specific business model. So how, guys? By the way, Shagan was talking about flea markets. He used you need to start doing your lives from flea markets. It was very interesting content. If you guys haven't seen Shagan's channel or haven't been subscribed, please subscribe once again. I'll put the link in the chat once again, so you can subscribe and follow him, guys, because he puts out very interesting content and very educational stuff. I actually would log in every Sunday because Shagan would do it most of the time. Shagan, you did Sundays, right? In the
yeah,
morning.
it was on Sundays. Yep. And I think the longest time I went live, I was trying to get my watch hours. So I think I went like 5 hours and 15 minutes. I went live from the flea market.
Been there.
And I've done, yeah, normally I was doing like 2 to 3 hours. And then I guess after I got my watch hours, I tried it, or it got cold. Yeah, it was like November. And then, yeah, the flea market shut down. The main one after Halloween, it stops. Yeah, it shuts down. And then it just gets cold. And it's just not, it's kind of boring to watch if I'm not buying anything. And then I left for Thailand. And then I went live a little bit, a couple times out there. And with the time difference, and then with the language barrier too, is just kind of me on my phone with the calculator, and it's kind of boring to watch. But I think I went live 2 or 3 times there, and then in Vegas, it was super hot, and the GoPro was like overheating a little bit, and the markets, it was like June, May, so it was just really hot, and there wasn't that many vendors, so I just barely bought anything. But in Chicago in the summertime, it's amazing, like how many people are out there, how much opportunity there is. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go live at least once or twice before the season is over. Yeah, it's like three more weeks before it shuts down. Yeah, 3 more weeks. Yeah, I'm trying to go live twice.
Yeah, man, do it now until when winter starts. You know how it's gonna be, man. Everything gonna get blown away. All those people at flea markets will be chasing their stuff
Yeah,
from
I
the
don't know
wind.
what these guys do in the wintertime. I talked to them. They say one guy says he goes to Florida. A couple of people told me they sell on Whatnot. But a lot of people that I talked to, the sellers, they said they just put it in storage for the winter, and they do some other jobs. They do like DoorDash or something, or they work for their son or sibling or something like that. They do something else not related to reselling in the wintertime, and then they come back to reselling in the spring, and they put it away for like 5 months, 6 months, and they come back to it. Most of those vendors I talk to, and
That's
then like springtime is so much good stuff there because they've just been hoarding it for the winter. So yeah, that first opening day at the flea market is really good. It's cold, it's chilly, but it's really good. I found like some of the best stuff that opening day. Yeah, really good stuff.
yeah, Shagan. Us cold weather resellers got it going on, man.
I,
We're cold weather resellers, guys, especially now with winter coming to Cleveland, Chicago. We know all about the beautiful winter weather. So if you're interested, let us know if you have any questions. Uh,
actually, I get really cold in the wintertime. My fingers and my face, I get really cold. That's why I try to leave, when it gets really, really cold. I'm still not used to it, even though I've been here most of my life, bunch of winters. I'm still not used to the cold. It's still,
It
even when I
keeps you young. It preserves you. I know.
man, just wear gloves. I
and then
learned.
and then I can't be on my phone. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough times.
Yeah, it's tough for us cold weather resellers, guys. Especially according to Risa, also know about it in South Dakota when it's like minus 100 degrees in the winter.
Oof.
But Anthony Dragon Master finds in the house. He is out with his son, enjoying his evening with his son. I'll be watching replay. If you aren't yet, make sure to subscribe to Segun. Yes, guys, please subscribe to Segun. Anthony, have a great time with your son, man. Thanks for stopping by. We got Michelle in the house. Hello, everyone. Lucky 19Ts. Woody appreciated on Barb for pushing the heart button a million times. It actually helped a lot. It actually got warm in here. After that, it actually shows up exactly. We got Christine Anderson in the house. Hi everyone, Christine, welcome. Got Harry Hamstone in the house. How's the blinks, bubbles and blinks? We got Roman friends and countrymen. I've come to bury Caesar. Big Bro Auctions, Shagan is saying, come on down to India, Shagan. I will treat you to one of the best auction houses around. And bring a truck. Yeah, he got good stuff over there in his auction house.
That might be an issue with me. Like, I don't have too much storage space, and I definitely don't have a truck. But maybe I just bring a car. Just bring my car and come out there.
Yeah, and it's close. I mean, you can. It's like, well, he is near Indianapolis, so I think it's like 3 hours maybe drive, possibly from Chicago. I think. Maybe yes, around 3 hours, I think. But yeah, he got some very cool stuff that he finds. He's very good. If you've seen his auctions on his channel, he does his auctions on Sundays and Wednesdays. He is actually finding really cool vintage stuff, more type of like I would say not just ephemera, but a lot of interesting stuff. So just check out his auctions. You'll see what I'm talking about. But there is a bunch of other stuff, of course, at his auction house, and I'm pretty sure there is a bunch of electronics, bunch of everything. So, all auction houses. So, um, and here is a 2 hour drive. See, 2 hour drive, no cops. There you go. Tuesday and Wednesday. So there you go. I made a mistake. Sorry, big bro. Once again, but I haven't eaten much today, so my brain doesn't work anyway. But when I don't eat, it doesn't work at all. So, Shagan, how did you start your content creation journey in this big, wonderful world of reselling content on YouTube?
It's funny how you had mentioned how you were talking about you're thinking about doing YouTube and content creation, but you didn't do it. And it was kind of like the same way with me, because I think it was like spring 2021, and I went on vacation. I went to Mexico and I bought like a knockoff GoPro camera, and I said, oh, I'm going to use it in Mexico, and then when I get back, I'm going to start recording, because it was like springtime, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get on it, and I didn't do anything that spring, that summer, fall, nothing. And then it was 2022 January, I think. I made my Instagram account, and I made one post, and then I stood it. I didn't. That was it. One post. It was a SpongeBob TV, and I didn't do anything. And it wasn't until that October, that fall of 2022, where I finally started. And at the beginning, I was just doing too much, because I started Whatnot, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube all in the same month. And it was just, yeah, I didn't think it would be that hard, because I grew an Instagram account for chess, and I'm like, oh, Instagram and TikTok, I'm like, those are gonna be the same. And then Whatnot, I'm like, I don't know anything about Whatnot, and I don't know anything about YouTube, but I'm like, I'll figure it out. And that was a bad idea, trying to do all four at one time. So I focused on Instagram a lot for a few months, and I was doing TikTok, and then YouTube. I think I posted like once a month, and I was trying to do YouTube Shorts for a bit, and I took all my shorts down, but I think I hit over like 120, 130 shorts. And now it's just I haven't done anything on Whatnot in a while. I haven't posted on TikTok in a while, and then Instagram I just use the stories. But I guess my main focus is just YouTube. Like I guess 90% of my energy goes towards YouTube nowadays. Just long format videos, trying to go lives. No more shorts. I haven't done shorts in like a year and a half. I think posted a short, but trying to figure out the long-term game with long format videos is it's pretty tough, trying to optimize the title and the thumbnail and then getting people to watch. It's like a whole nother full-time thing with YouTube. It's tough. It's tough.
I know, man. That's tough, and you're absolutely right, man. YouTube nowadays, especially because content creation by itself on YouTube is just throughout the years. It changed a lot. I don't think it just was reselling content. I think there's a lot of different types of content altogether. I mean, it just changes because it depends on like there is like most likely eventually TikTok may kind of be different type of stuff for people to just watch, and it depends, of course, on like I always mention, different generations watching different things or liking different things, because I noticed that much younger generation right now, they like to watch TikTok more compared to something on YouTube, unless on YouTube it's some kind of short, like which I post a lot actually.
Mm.
They're not really good for your channel, because people who tend to watch short form, they most likely may not like to watch long form content video. So it's kind of always different opinions on that.
I agree with you. Trying to get someone from TikTok or Instagram to watch a 30-second or a 1-minute video to get them to watch a 15-minute video, I feel like it kills the average view duration. That's if they even click on it. I'll post that I'll put up a new video on Instagram, and I'll see how many people watch, see my story. It's like 100, 150, 200 people. And then the amount of people that I see in the comments or how many views it gets on YouTube is like, it's very low. I think it's less than 1% from people from Instagram that watch my YouTube, unless they just never comment. That could be it. But I think if I had to put a number on, I think it's less than 1%. And then on TikTok, I only have like 300 followers or something on there. I mean, I think it's even less than that. But I guess I haven't been putting the effort into TikTok to try to get them to convert to YouTube. There's something else I've been thinking about too with Twitch to live stream on there, because I think it's about a year ago Twitch announced that you can live stream, you can simul live stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But I just still haven't looked into that and see what type of equipment I need to try to get, new eyeballs over on YouTube. And if I can simul stream that at the same time, then it's just, I'm only doing one thing, and I can use that clip later in my long format videos. I've just been thinking about it for weeks. I just still haven't done anything, and I'm running out of time now because it's about to get cold. So I need to get on that. That'll be pretty interesting to get a new audience over here, and then maybe some YouTubers over to Twitch too to watch over there.
Yeah, man, that's actually interesting. That's always great ideas. There are a lot of great ideas to try out always, from different, even when you're watching certain videos or shorts or TikToks. I mean, there's always a lot of different ideas that come to mind of doing something that is kind of, I would say, unusual, or just something that hasn't been done before. But I think a lot of stuff has been done before already. It's just kind of improving on that maybe, or choosing different types of content. But nowadays, I mean, there's so much content already. I think everything, most of it was already tried, in my opinion. We got Alex Beard King Picker in the house. Alex, welcome. I appreciate you stopping by. By the way, guys, It's Tuesdays and Sundays. Big Bro has corrected me and myself and himself. Big Bro, thanks, man, for correcting everyone. Appreciate it. And Woody is saying my channel is fixing to change a bunch. New shed, new footage, new intro. Please be patient. Yeah, Woody, good job. Woody is dabbling into the shed type of content similar to Chad, which has done really great. Chad, by the way, is very close to getting to 1,000. I think maybe he already did. Let me see, guys, because Chad was very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys, this week. Let's see how many he got. He got 977 subscribers, guys. So please up to Wolfman's Goodies, guys, because he is almost there, guys. We're gonna congratulate him. If you guys help him out, we're gonna say congratulations, Chad and his family, and Melissa, and they will be very happy, guys, because they've been putting out like videos every other day, which is just amazing in my opinion to do that consistently. I mean, Segun, what do you think? Would you be able to? You probably would be able to do videos if you decide to put out videos on specific day and time, like a lot of content creators with a lot of subscribers do, kind of where they get, more subscribers eventually. But I think their videos, YouTube will kind of push them out because they do it consistently, and they kind of do the same exact. I would not say same exact video, but same style of the video, and it's consistent. Maybe I don't know if you were you thinking about doing that or you don't want to do that.
I have thought about that, having a set, day and time that I have the video come out, but it's hard for me to keep up with that because I still want a certain quality in my video, and I don't want to just publish it because oh, it's Wednesday afternoon, I gotta come out with the video, and I just don't want it to be like half. I want it to be better than I want it to be quality compared to my other ones, so I can't stick to that same schedule. But with being consistent, I think with the subscribers, it's almost like watching your favorite TV show where on Friday night at 7 o'clock is going to come on, like no matter what, unless it's gonna be there no matter what, 7 o'clock Friday. So they got a surge of subscribers that are gonna come there at 7 o'clock on Friday and watch that show. So it helps pushes it out. So I think that helps compared to me. It's just like sometimes I'll give them 8 hours or 24-hour notice. And then even then, sometimes it's been times when the video wasn't ready. And even though I said, tomorrow, 4 o'clock, I'm going to post it. And then it's like 3 o'clock and I'm like, it's not ready. Like, I'm not happy with this. So I'm not going to just put it out yet. I'm going to work on it. I'll let you guys know in the community tab. And then it's not done yet. I'm not happy yet. It's like my art. Like I'm not done. So let me work on it a little bit more and then release it when it's finished. There's this one guy that I follow, Esquire. His quality, he does videos about like AMP members. He does like documentaries, but it takes a lot of research. And he only comes out with a video once every like few months. But he has some videos that have like 200,000 views, 300,000 views because it's just like super, super high quality. But he's not consistent. It's just when he's done, then he publishes it. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I do need to be like more consistent. My goal for October was to put out 6 long format videos, and it's almost halfway, and I've only done 1 so far, and I'm still working on the second video. So I don't know if I'm gonna make that. And I said 100 new subs and 6 videos. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying.
Man, you've done you're absolutely right. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, man. Believe me, even though lately I've been kind of putting out non-reselling content type of stuff because I like it more. Even though I will mix in sometimes some reselling stuff, but the thing about it is, and Alex, by the way, Beer King Picker, who is here in the chat, still hopefully, I do a lot of sourcing at the beans, at Goodwill Beans, and a lot of beans resellers, they tend not to like people who record in the bins. It's just a natural type of behavior, especially mostly it's coming from younger generation. Like it's kind of surprising because uh, I would say most of them are vintage kids who are they're called vintage t-shirt bros. If someone records, even I hear it all the time while I'm at the bins. If someone records, they will come over and say, "Do not record here." Like they don't like abusively tell you that, but they will ask like if you don't post it. Like if you record, you can record, but like you don't. Please don't post the address. Don't post where we are and stuff like that. And like I find that kind of I respect it. I would not, be like, hey, hell with you guys. I don't give a shit. I will do it. I just, like, I still put out stuff. Some of them know, like, that I do that, but like, I tell them, like, if I will put out a video, most of the time it may not be like stuff that you go through like a bin and like you show the store. Like, it will be either outside of the store where I will just show what I found, or it will be like what I do in my shorts, where I will just some kind of funny stuff where I put like something on my cart, and they just there is nothing else. So it's just kind of there. Uh, I would say uh, it depends, of course. It depends on which bean store. Alex Beard King Picker, his bean store actually, he said don't even allow recording inside of the store. There are a
Yeah,
lot of bin stores that don't allow recording. Our store does allow it. It's just kind of I would say, resellers who shop there, they kind of don't want it. So it's kind of you're going against your own kind because we're
yeah,
all resellers. So you kind of saying, "Hell with you guys, I'll
yeah.
do it." So I kind of tend to not to do that kind of stuff, even though I do it, but not the way where I will show everything.
Yeah, I've heard about yeah, bins and thrift stores. I guess that's one thing I really like about the flea markets too, because I don't have to worry about the music with copyright if there's music inside the thrift stores. And then everybody's been okay with me recording. There's just been one guy who, yeah, it's been like 2 years, who had an issue with this is recently too, who had an issue with me recording. He saw me before and I was not recording, and he asked me, he's like, "Oh, are you recording?" And I said, "No," because I wasn't actively recording. But I guess he was just asking in general, do I record when I'm out there? And he saw me again. He's like, "Oh, it's the one guy who's recording." And he got pretty. I was at that time I was recording. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually recording." He's like, "Oh, I don't want to be on camera. I'm not trying to get you views." And I wasn't even interacting with this guy. It's mainly about the product. And a lot of times when I hold the camera, it's like face down. It's not you can't even see the face of the person. And this guy's just a buyer like me. He's not even a vendor. So now he's like, sometimes I see him sometimes like, "Oh, is it Spike Lee?" I'm like, "Oh man, this guy, this guy." But he's the only guy I've had an issue with in 2 years about recording, not being on camera. Everybody else is just, they don't care. They're there to make money. And they can see that I'm not, because I have a little display in my GoPro, and you can see what I'm recording, and they can see that I'm recording down like the product. And if you watch my videos, it's mainly just the product. So
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it's about. It's about selling, not about your face. I don't care. Like, you barely see my face too. It's just at the beginning, at the end, and I'm like, I don't care about you. I care about the product. So
right. Yeah, you're right, man. And you actually said the right thing. You have to properly each content creator have their own type of style. And you're very good at editing stuff, and if you put time into your video, it's like delivering quality product, in my opinion. If you make some kind of quality product that you're going to be proud of yourself, that you made the video. It doesn't specifically mean, like, as you know, in the reselling world, with comments, it's like, especially reselling comments, it's all over the place, with negativity and stuff like that, which is kind of already been happening for many years. But if you don't put out a quality product, that you feel kind of that you made great video, that you like yourself, that you put your heart and soul into it, each video, and release it, that's gonna be great. And You never know how, as you know, YouTube will algorithm will work. If it's gonna push it out and you will get like right away like 50,000 views within the next couple days, or it may not go like uh, gains that traction. So you never know. That's why we're trying to put out videos. Not just everyone in the community is trying to do their best to put out quality product and do it the way they like to do it. That's what's important. How they feel. If they like this kind of video themselves, for them it's perfect. Like they can release the video, they like it, they provide information for everyone, they do it consistently, which is the most important thing, and work on it, which actually takes time. And you said it also, like it takes time. For certain content creators takes an hour, some takes longer with all the editing and creating certain special effects sometimes. And even me, when I'm trying to, like, sometimes there's so much stuff going on in my head, I cannot concentrate. That's why I just screw that and I will just put some kind of video out. And I would like to have it done very good. And it just takes time because, you kind of have other things to do, Shagan. You have other, you need to kind of worry more about making money, in my
Yeah.
opinion, than making sure that you're going to spend so much time on making a video and to releasing it. It's going to eat up all your time to try to list and sell and ship and stuff like that you're losing time, and time is money. And that's why sometimes people will come in different with different thinking. Like they will try to build up their channel, but is it making money for them? Does it pay their bills? Or like do they get money from this? So that's a big question, but they still do it, even making not so much money, or not making any money like me. So it's like one of the things that kind of persistent, but it's very good that people still trying. And everyone is doing amazing job. That's why nobody tries to kind of say, that's it, I'm tired, even though some content creators take a break and come back, make another video. So it's kind of normal. It depends on the situation. So but it's great, man. And your flea market videos are actually, and just not just videos, lives. And we're gonna talk, guys, with Shagan about Thailand, because I kind of decided to ask him later on about Thailand, because I actually wanted to go
Interesting.
there eventually myself, because all of my friends almost went there. And
Yeah.
it's very interesting country, guys. If you haven't been to Thailand, we're gonna talk about it. Go, because it's
Second,
very,
let me get my charger. I forgot my charger. I'll be right back.
man, no problem. Um, so yeah, guys. So it's very important. Once again, guys, please, I'll put Shagan's link again in the chat. Subscribe to Shagan, guys, once again, and follow him on Instagram. Very great, interesting content, guys, with flea markets. Actually, flea markets is just an interesting sourcing by itself, because of resellers selling to resellers in a way. Because flea market uh, sellers are, most of them, not most of them, I think 99% of them are resellers themselves. So it's different type of sourcing, which requires, it's not just kind of trying to lower prices on things, because you're not, those sellers at the flea market, they're trying to make money also. So basically, that's why there is always you know misunderstanding, maybe. How come someone comes over and tries to lowball you at a flea market, even though they're still trying to make money themselves? So you have to kind of have some kind of middle ground, where you will agree on buying something at flea market. And I went to flea markets myself. It's just, I know all about this kind of sourcing, which is, in my opinion, um, the hardest sourcing, and it's just the way it is. I would not compare it to storage units, because it's different type of thing. But flea markets, if you trying to buy to resell and trying to buy in bulk, which actually flea market sellers like the most, where you buy in bulk, is when you kind of try to agree on the price. If you're trying to buy all of the stuff they got, sometimes depending on what it is. So that's why it's interesting content also, in my opinion. So Shagan, we kind of were discussing. I was talking about flea markets, as you like to source mostly there. And in my opinion, flea market sellers, they're not, in my opinion, it is true, they are also resellers. So you kind of resellers buying from resellers in a way.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been going through so many hands because the people that they buy it from too, I think they wholesale it to these people, and then they are basically, yeah, then they're selling it at the flea market too. So everybody's is probably like 3 or 4 sources before it finally gets to the customer of somebody making a little bit of money. Yeah, and the prices, they tend to be higher. I've noticed that a lot of people are used to getting stuff for like a nickel at the yard sales and stuff, and they see me paying like $10 for an item at the flea market. They're like, oh, that's really expensive, which it is expensive, but like the sell-through rate on a lot of stuff is going to sell fast because I sell a lot of electronics, and then it might be something that's like new or new open box. So that's going to make, cleaning it, or there's no cleaning, there's no testing. It's going to make it easier to ship, easier to store, all those things. So I'm definitely willing to pay up for those items that I don't have a choice too, because I'm at the flea market. I'm not going to be able to get stuff for like $1 or 50 cents.
Right.
That's never going to happen. So yeah, I got to pay up, but I'm fine with that. Like, I'm making money, they're making money, the person before them's making money, the customer is happy at the end. So yeah, it's still enough meat for me to eat, even if me paying up. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because that's what I was just talking about. Because they're trying to make money, and in my opinion, like if you find good connections when you purchase at flea markets all the time, and you find like same exact, because when you go to the flea market that you go to in Chicago, do you see same exact sellers there all the time, or there are like different ones constantly?
It depends on which market I go to. There's the one in Rosemont, I see a lot of different sellers, but the one on Ashland, I see some of the same sellers. And like you're saying, kind of build that relationship. So I normally get some stuff cheap too if I buy a lot of stuff in bulk from them, or if they keep seeing me. At one point, there's one guy, one of my suppliers, I haven't seen him in like a couple months, that I met him at the flea market, and then he had a whole garage full of stuff. So I used to make trips to his house to buy stuff from him. And that was pretty cool. So that wouldn't have happened if I didn't meet him at the flea market. So yeah, developing those relationships. I think that's the only, there's been a few other people who I've bought from, who I went to their house because I met them at the flea market, and I still see them again every once in a while. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I mean, they're trying to make money too. So they can sell it to me, and and I'll resell it.
That's exactly right, man. That's how you develop a lot of connections. And Big Bro actually brought up good point about haggling, which is actually the skill set. That's correct. You have to kind of improve every time on your haggling techniques, guys, as you know, because I mean, the better they are, you will get a lot of connections in the future, especially with if you're gonna Big Bro goes to auction house also all the time, so developed most likely relationship with the auction house and people who sell stuff there. And Shagan also, guys, if you buy same kind of stuff that same sellers bring to the flea markets, eventually they'll know who you are and what you're gonna be interested in, and they're gonna bring that stuff there if you talk to them or just meet with them, and you can buy in bulk, for less price sometimes, because it's gonna be kind of also sometimes good for them because they can get rid of a lot of stuff right away, and you can buy a lot of stuff right away to resell. So there's that kind of sourcing is good, guys, as you know.
When you talk about the haggle, sometimes when I'm with friends, they're almost scared to haggle, and I'm like, if they say no, we're just in the same spot that we were in 30 seconds ago. We don't lose anything by trying to get a discount. And especially when I'm like abroad, I can't haggle too much like in the US outside of like the flea markets, but when I'm in like Mexico or Thailand, of course, like almost a lot of stuff is negotiable. And plus, as a foreigner, they're gonna give me a higher price anyway. But like with taxis and stuff, like it's 100%. I'm gonna haggle, and friends are like, "Oh, why are you giving them a hard time?" I'm like, "I'm not giving them a hard time. this is life. Like almost everything is a negotiation, and I'm not just gonna pay it just because they say this is the number. Like we can come to an agreement. So a lot of that, like, yeah, translates to like other stuff in life, just trying to buy stuff.
Yeah,
and
man. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was it.
We got Kristen in the house, 150 mom. Kristen, welcome as always. Kristen is like, why is Roman not mentioning me all the time? He forgot about me. I'm gonna go to Cleveland and beat him up. uh, we got Woody actually said the right thing. Enjoy the community build because that's what's going to drive you on YouTube. Do the best you can and keep trying to do better. And hopefully we'll all get there one day. Yeah, Woody and Barb are actually great people, guys. And Woody does his lives now every week with different guests. So great job for you guys. You know, Barb, hopefully you're feeling better after your surgery. And yeah, Woody is right, guys. I mean, it's gonna be always like that. You know, if you kind of do the stuff that you like to do and try to improve on it and continue, maybe eventually it's gonna turn to something good. I mean, that's kind of the way it's supposed kind of be when you think about it. Not always happens that way, but we all trying, guys. You know, it's not just one person. Everyone is trying. So,
And the nice thing about being on YouTube is because I don't have anything else going on except for reselling. And then when I started YouTube, that was just something else that I could work on. I've accepted that it's kind of just like a hobby. But when I get like sick of listing, but I still want to work, I'll work on something with YouTube. I'm still working, but like I'm getting a break from listing. Instead of just because I don't like listing, it's just very boring for me. So I'm like, all right, let me take a break and then like work on this video and then work on this video for a little bit. And I'll come back to listing so I can get a break, even though I'm still working instead of like watching TV or something like that. Something, not productive. Like I'm still working.
Yeah, man, that's true. That's how it is, man. In reselling, with especially full time, I mean, you have to always be kind of working. It's like rarely you don't think about not doing something. It's just today was the first day in a while after, of course, health issues that are kind of going on with me and I kind of surgery wise, like I couldn't do stuff and stuff like that, which is understandable. And today was Yom Kippur, which is a very, very, very big Jewish holiday, and you cannot do anything because it's kind of considered to be Judgment Day. It's when God judges your last year behavior for the whole year. So that's why a lot of Jews don't eat during since like last evening. I didn't eat and most of the day today. The only thing I was able to do is to take my medication, and that's it. No work, nothing. You have to kind of. The only thing I was actually watching the game at home. That's the only kind of thing I was. And then I went to synagogue to pray, and that's it. And then finally, I was able to eat because I was already like, going crazy a little bit. When I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna eat. But you have to only eat after like sundown. That's when they allow you, not allow it, but that's how when you can eat after Yom Kippur. So, but that's in different religions. This type of stuff happens.
How many days is it?
Yom Kippur is only one. It's like 1.5 days, but it starts. It started yesterday, and basically the way it works, you have to stop eating after sundown. Yesterday, so I stopped eating after like 7:30. I couldn't eat, and since I got to take my medication, I can take medication with just a little bit of water. So I'm allowed by religion to do that because I cannot not take medication. So and then I cannot eat, and then today I didn't eat until after prayers. After I came home at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. So at 7 p.m. when sun was going down, I ate finally. So that's why I was like kind of full. Sometimes you don't eat and you kind of fall like sleepy. And I was excited because Indians played today. I was like cheering and couldn't drink anything, no alcohol, nothing is allowed. So I was like just screaming and stuff. But Teresa is asking, are you coming to Plains and Profit? According to Teresa, I guess I'll figure it out because I got another procedure that most likely will be happening hopefully in December. And then we'll see. I'm trying. It's just my the situation with my health is just unpredictable right now, and the thing about it is I'm trying to get out of this, but it's just I can't concentrate because every time I have to go to appointments, you have to check certain things like blood work constantly, and that's why. But I'm trying. We'll see, guys. I'm trying. I know. By the way, guys, let me put the link for you in the chat. Planes to Profit convention meetup in March of next year, guys. I'll put the website for you. If you're interested, guys, please buy tickets and attend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be in Nebraska. And last year it was a lot of fun, guys. Party bus.
Stripper pole bus.
They went, yeah, triple pole bus. They went to a lot of very cool places, went to a lot of great restaurants. So please, if you have a chance to go, guys, I put the link where you can just read about the event and schedule and stuff like that on their website. And if you can go, please attend, guys. It is very fun. Segun, did you ever go to any reseller meetups yet?
Yeah. So this year I didn't go to any, and then last year I think it was 5 I went to. I went to FlipCon, that was in North Carolina. I went to the camp listing party, that was in Phoenix, Arizona. And then I was in Vegas at the time visiting the Reseller Cartel. They had a meetup. It was by Sunny Las Vegas and Mikey Bags of Money. That was a smaller one, so I happened to go to that. That was in April. And then I went to the 127 meetup. That was August. That was hosted by Old School Picker. Yeah, he doesn't make content anymore. So that 4. I think that was it. Yeah, and I was planning on going to Boss too in October, but I didn't make it. So I went to 4 last year, and that was pretty cool because I've never been to a meetup before and just been, reselling for 3 years at that point, 3 years, and I never met any other resellers. So that was pretty cool. For the camp listing party, the only reason I was able to go to that was because I won the free entry and the free hotel. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to go because it was $350 plus the hotel. So I just had to pay for my gas and food. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I've been to those. It was good times. It was good times. I had just started using List Perfectly. I just started using that. Met a lot of good people. It was good. It was good seeing people face to face compared to just seeing them virtually. It was nice to meet people in person because it's all digital for us for the most part when we work by ourselves a lot of times. So it was nice to go sourcing with other people. We did in Phoenix. We did went to the thrift stores. A bunch of us went to the thrift stores, so that was pretty cool. And then in Vegas too for the Reseller Cartel, we met at the flea market, so we sourced there too. So that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, man, those are cool. Last year there were so many events, unbelievable. I think last year we went to me and Lisa and a lot of other content creators, resellers went to Reseller Rally. It's already over a year. It's unbelievable how time flies,
September 30th.
It's just crazy. Like, yeah, it's been already a year. You see, Shagan, right away, like you just were there and already a year passed. It's just crazy how time flies. But yeah, you're right, man. And everyone in the chat who attended, of course, they know the experience. It is a lot of fun, and different events have different venues, and it's always fun to attend if possible. It's especially nowadays, as you guys know, a lot of stuff going on, and it is, of course, if someone can go, definitely, I will highly recommend going because you can hang out, source together, ask questions, gain knowledge from other resellers. I gain knowledge only from my kids. They tell me like, did you buy that crap that don't sell again with bad sell-through rate? And I'm like, I talk to them because I have two cats now. One is a kitten, one is an older cat. Like, and I kind of get opinions. What should I buy? But it's kind of fun. Here's Kristen saying, "Hey, Segun and Woody, Lisa, and everyone else," and Roman, some kind of Roman guy. Therese saying, "It's all good. We will miss you if you won't be able to come." Teresa, actually, yeah, like you guys are amazing. I need to, go. We'll see, guys. With me, it's unpredictable sometimes. Like all my life, lately has been very unpredictable with the stuff happening. So it's just the way kind of I'm in some kind of angle where it's always something unpredictable. Got Andy Someta in the house. I know Andy is actually at the meetup right now. Actually, he was maybe, or he is right now. Andy, I think you're at meetup with Derek, Regina, Jen, and Lisette in Dallas. So I think they're actually there. I think they're having great time. I know Andy brought his pallet of books to sell and whatnot. Roman, we pray for your health. Thank you, guys.
Go to that. I had already planned on going to Texas, and then the car issue, and I'm like, oh, I can't go. But yeah, that was I really wanted to go. Haven't been to Texas in a few years, and it's the perfect time with the weather too. Right about now, cooling down a bit.
Christopher Nutter is having a meetup next year also in Vermont, where he was the guest on a live couple of 3 weeks ago, and we discussed it. So, Chris, if you want, put the link in the chat again for your meetup. And I know that you didn't create, I think, a website yet, but you can just post if you would like some kind of thing from Instagram. Yeah, next year, a lot of meetups again, guys. Most likely. So a lot of choices, guys. If you can attend all of them, it's gonna be great. Now it's kind of, I don't think. Yeah, I would, man. If I was younger in my 20s, I would probably go to all events. I would get, if possible, man. Some kind of somehow I would get there. So Shagan, what about other type of sourcing except flea markets in Chicago? Do you actually run into someone like a content creator in your area in Chicago? In Illinois, there is a big content creator, Craigslist Hunter, Pete. He is from Crystal Lake, Illinois. So he is near you. I don't know if you know Pete.
Oh yeah. I used to watch a lot of his videos when I first started out. I learned a lot from him, and I have been to his shop. It's been a couple years before I left Chicago for the winter 2022. I took him a bunch of inventory, and he bought a bunch of inventory from me. So that was pretty cool. And then Ben, Ready Set Resale, he lives here now. I think he's been here a couple years. So I've run into him a couple of times at the flea markets. And I wanted to do like a more of a collaboration with him, but I guess he's might be too busy. But I think he does a lot of estate sales out in the suburbs. Yeah, there's so much opportunity because I barely go to estate sales. I've been to one in the last month, and I think he mainly does thrift stores and estate sales out in the suburbs. But there's a lot. I haven't done any thrift stores out in the suburbs since I've been back. I've been back in Chicago for 2 months now. I've just done a little bit in the city, and I just have so much stuff that I buy from the flea markets that's just, I got a death pile. I got plenty of stuff to work on, so it wouldn't make sense to go sourcing more and spend more gas. But yeah, there's so much opportunity here. We have the Amazon return bins where you can buy everything's like $8 and they're like Amazon returns. There's that place. I still haven't been there. I want to check that out. I know I see the videos. I see like drones. I see like PlayStation stuff. I mean, I know they show the highlights and things like that, but yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of resellers too. I see them looking up stuff at flea markets. I see the Amazon app when I'm out there, and I know there's stuff that I see and I think about it. And I'm like, maybe I'll come back, and it's gone. And I'm like, yeah, only a reseller will buy that because that's not something that a normal person would buy in their household. Like it's just some rare vintage electronic. Nobody's gonna buy that stuff. unless it's a reseller.
Yeah, man,
But
that's the thing.
yeah, no complaints about sourcing here in the summertime. When it's warm, as long as it's not wintertime, yeah, zero complaints. Plenty of stuff to do. I got plenty of unlisted inventory, but I still go sourcing anyway. I'm gonna go sourcing tomorrow in the morning, even though I should.
Gotta get that dopamine, man. Gotta get that. Get your fit.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, get it, man, get it. Because Lisa got death files upon death files all over her place. Like, she cannot even step everywhere, like in her house anymore. Like, she
Get
has
the
to
hell out of my house,
jump and jump.
Hey, I got stuff to sell. It's already sunk cost. Quit picking on me when it's all blowing blizzard and you can't go anywhere.
That's actually absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the thing about it. Like, now with in the state of Ohio, guys, in our beautiful state of Ohio, the garage sale season is kind of over, even though there were some this weekend, but there were just a couple, and it's supposed to get colder. And surprisingly, sometimes our garage sale season ends right before Thanksgiving. Last year, there were some garage sales before Thanksgiving, guys, so tend to happen. It depends on how long it's gonna snow. So if it's gonna snow soon and it's gonna get really cold, even though last couple nights were already in the 30s, so it's kind of normal for this time of the year. But some people still doing garage sales. If it's like today, it was great weather, like it was 70 degrees. So I mean, how was the weather in Chicago, Segun? Is it still warm?
Yeah, it was like 70s. Tomorrow's supposed to be really good too. So yeah, it should be a lot of vendors tomorrow. I got to double check. Yeah, no rain. Yeah, we're supposed to be wearing. It's still warm enough to wear shorts here. We're supposed to be wearing like hoodies and pants. So it's still good. We got. I mean, it's gonna flip any day now where we're gonna have to wear jackets and
yeah, man,
hats.
right away. It's like this. It's same as in Cleveland, man. We got 2 seasons. I said it before. We got summer and winter. That's it. It's like it switches. Like someone like God comes down, turns the switch on. That's it. It's over.
There's no like transition. And slowly, it's just like it just drops right away.
Right away, man. Here too, and then it warms up right away. Like sometimes in the spring, it's gonna be like 25 degrees and like lake effect snow. We're gonna get like 10, 12 feet, like whatever, how many feet or inches. And then like next day, it's gonna be like 70 degrees all of a sudden, man. It's like summer. And then 2 days, it's gonna be 20 degrees again. So it's like crazy.
It's gonna be 20 degrees Monday. So.
Exactly. Teresa is saying Old Pass and Bama Jaber hosted 127 meetup this year. And it was also Ben, Rocket Up, Alex there, Beer King Picker, Chris Easy Pickings, and Shane, Soda City Rips. Or Flips. So, and Woody, I'm not that smart, man. It's just usually only after I pray. It seems like I'm kind of sometimes I'm smart, but a rabbi told me today, man, you cannot even pray normally. And I told Rabbi because I didn't eat nothing again. My brain froze because I didn't drink, I didn't eat. But he said it's okay. You don't have to eat, just think. Winter Sports Flips in the house. Keys, what's up, everyone? Late to the party. Keys, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it very much. I went home earlier this morning. I met everybody yesterday. So there you go, Andy. Great pictures on Instagram, Andy. I saw all of you guys. All the photos, very great photos. So great show. Chad, appreciate it, man, very much. Guys, by the way, here's Christopher Nutter. If you have questions about Vermont meetup next year in August, hit him up. He'll tell you more. He already, or you can rewatch the live with Chris when we had him on. He also explained everything there. And Christine actually said she was in Thailand, so we're gonna talk about it, Segun. Christina saying this is the latest. I have seen garage sales in Madison. See, in Madison, Wisconsin, it's actually pretty cold out there, also, guys. It's like even colder than Cleveland. So, Segun, I know, man, that I can talk about Thailand, and you probably, most likely, I would probably ask you this. When you went there, first of all, how long you've been there?
So I've done I've been there 4 times. Total, is it 4 times? Yeah, 4 times I've done Thailand. Two times on vacation, and then 2 times semi-permanent, where I rented an apartment. You had a lease and everything. Last winter and then the winter of 2022. Yeah. Yeah, 4 trips. Yeah.
So you when you actually that's the thing about it, Segun. How do you like to travel to Thailand?
Oh, it's amazing. I've traveled to, I think, close to 30 countries now, and Thailand is, yeah, my favorite place that I've been to, favorite country I've been to. The way that the people treat others, their nickname is Land of Smiles. Um,
Oh,
the
they're friendly.
politeness and the respect that they show towards each other, towards foreigners, it's just unreal. I've never seen anything like that. Um, how safe it is. I mean, especially coming from, I live in Chicago. It's completely different line of thinking with safety. The cost of living, of course. I've never seen stuff that cheap. The U.S. dollar compared to the Thai baht. What we can buy over there. The apartment that I rented was a luxury high-rise apartment, which will cost like $2,500 in the city. I could never afford that, or not, maybe not never, but right now I can't afford that. And it costs $400. I was paying $415 a month. It's the food is amazing. It gets really hot. I guess that's a con. It gets really hot. Even when I was there in the wintertime, it's still like 90 degrees, and that's their winter time.
That's actually, I think how someone told me, because I want to go there one time at least.
Prepare Thailand for Roman.
Oh man, I don't know if I ever probably gonna something may happen. So I just got, but I will say something like, Segun, I know you went there. If you go there, for example, during winter time, I think someone told me it's better because it doesn't rain as much compared to like summer. When it's like summer here, is say in the United States, and you go there during summertime to Thailand, I think someone told me it rains a lot.
Yeah, so their rainy season is from July to like right now, October. Like the best time to go is, of course, the coolest time. So like November, December, January, those are the coolest times. But I mean, I would recommend, if you want to go, I would say go in April, mid-April. It's actually the hottest time of the year, but that's the Thai New Year called Sokran. So they basically take a week and a half, 2 weeks off, depending on what you are, if you're a student or what profession you have. You take that time off, and you normally go, you rest, or you go see your family, or you go to a temple. It depends on the person. And just the atmosphere during that time, they're already really nice in general, but everybody's just in like a really, really good mood during that time. So yeah, Sokran, they have a festival where the thing is you splash water on people.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, to get rid of your sins, bad things that you did for the year. It washes it away. So everywhere on the street, you could just splash people with a water gun, with buckets, like everywhere. You can't do it indoors, but if you're walking the street, if you're in a taxi, like a tuk-tuk, it's like a go-kart almost. If you're on a motorcycle, you're vulnerable to like getting splashed. So for that week and a half, a lot of people party, a lot of people travel a lot, or temples, family. It's just, I've never seen a country kind of come together like united like that before. It's like something out of a movie. The way it works, it's a beautiful thing during SoCon. So it's mid-April. So I would say if you want to try to go during that time. It's gonna be hot though. It's gonna be super hot. Super hot.
Guys. By the way, whenever you go, take a water gun with you. and make sure to find someone who has no clothing.
Right.
or wear like not so much clothing where you can spray them.
The whole country is a wet T-shirt contest to
It's
you,
actually
Roman.
Shagan, I can tell you one thing. When one of my friends went to when they had Sokran there going on, and he was just spraying girls. He was like going
Yep.
around like so girls just started spraying all the girls there.
Yeah, it's
And they don't mind because that's what it's for. That holiday is like that. It's kind of weird. And he actually made the video because I was at his place. He showed me the video. It's just crazy. Like people just literally take like the whole bucket of water and chase someone and just put it on top of the person, the whole bucket.
yeah, and especially when they see us, they see that we're foreigners, and they're gonna target us even more. But it's just fun though, but because they don't see too many foreigners, especially if you go outside of the city like Bangkok. If you go to smaller places, they'll target us. They'll target us more, but they really enjoy it. I really enjoy it too. It's yeah. I tell my friends, some friends are like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Thailand. I'm like, go mid-April, go for the SoCon.
Yeah,
So
man, that's actually very cool. Let me say hello to Marie Perlet in the house. Marie, welcome. Justin, also welcome. We got Patrick Murphy in the house flying by. Patrick, you would love to go to probably to Thailand with your thing, man, with a plane, having a plane. Patrick, if you want to pick me up, we can go Thailand together tomorrow on your plane. We're just gonna fly there for Sokran and get some water guns and just start splashing everyone by April. So get ready, Patrick. We're gonna fly out in April from Ohio to Thailand on your plane. So how was and you know what else is interesting, Shaken? There was a bunch of Thailand attracts so many tourists. It's just unbelievable from all over the world, guys. You can actually there is content creators who make content going around Thailand every time doing streams like lives constantly, like even on YouTube from different parts of the world. They just go there and they stream constantly. But there are certain situations where certain locals don't like it. But we're not gonna get into it because it's not for this live, guys. Because there is some stuff going on in Thailand which is kind of restricted, and
they
we're not gonna discuss it because of my respect to Shagan.
they actually
Oh,
made
Shagan has nothing to do with me.
And everyone in our chat, guys, because there's some stuff that is absolutely legal, which is basically
No,
kind of prostitution there.
that's
But it's
legal
legal,
there.
it's legal there, but it gets a little bit wild, so you have to be very careful. So
But if you do want to go, they made it a lot easier with the visas. So for us, we can go there for 60 days without a visa. They changed some stuff around, but there's a lot of Russians that go there. It's
a
very
lot,
easy.
man.
For,
I know,
they,
man.
they get like 90 days visa free at least. Yeah, it's very easy for them to go. So I met more Russians, I think, than any other nationality when I was out there. A lot of Russians.
A lot, man. And that just happens all the time. And some of them stream. There is on YouTube. There is a guy who has a lot of subs. He's got probably 400, like 200,000 something subs. He just flies every year to Thailand in spring and like end of winter in February, and he stays there till May, and he will stream every day, like from Thailand, from different places, not just like bad districts where there is a lot of nightlife, because Thailand, guys, is just it's like big food place with amazing authentic Thai food, and also a lot of crazy nightlife, a lot of nightclubs, a lot of bars. This is specifically was done for tourists and from all over the world. They come over and mostly for younger generation, guys. A lot of people who have families rarely will go chill out in Thailand
It's not
unless
a
it's just
family kind of place. No.
it's not well, it's not like it's rare, but Shagan said it right. Russians just flock Thailand because of lifestyle and what they like. So that's kind of understandable the way it is.
I
But
mean, they do have plenty of family friendly places you can go to with like the beaches. The beaches are amazing. Down in like Phuket, they filmed like some movies out there. No, I still haven't seen that movie, The Beach, with Leonardo DiCaprio. I still haven't seen. I think it's called The Beach.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Those islands down there, and then if you go in northern Thailand to like Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, there's a bunch of like mountains and like natural beauty that way. And then even in the city Bangkok, there's just there's plenty of family friendly stuff to do there. The malls, you can go to the malls and like eat like good food compared to going to the malls here. You just used to getting like fast food. Is just
exactly.
the
You're right.
quality is amazing. It's highly recommend if you can make it happen. Go.
That is true. Segun is right, guys. If you love authentic Thai food, which I love, it is spicy, and I cannot eat. The thing is, that's the thing which is my weakness. I cannot. Doctors told me not to eat spicy a lot, but I like spicy, and it kind of conflicts with everything. I like Thai food, and a lot of seafood that is very good, like amazing. Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller in the house, guys. OG. Johnny, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you as always. And guys, as you know, Johnny has been doing his live non-stop, not just his live. Twice, some of the games and stuff like that. He was a guest on our live. And thanks for that to you also, Johnny, to be that you were our guest. It was a couple months ago, but it was a fun live. So, Segun, how was your sourcing? We're gonna still, since we're reselling live. How was your sourcing? And I really appreciate, Segun, that you sent me a gift, man. You sent me Oreo cookies from Thailand, which is I kept. I didn't do anything with them yet. It's like I put them in, and I like was contemplating should I eat them or just keep them, and then I will see. Because I was like, it's kind of interesting, like a cookie that you don't see here. So maybe it's like gonna be collectible item.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's only available in Asia. That the cookies I sent you. So it might go up in value.
Yes, eventually in 100 years, those cookies will be like very valuable. So I'll keep them and get them graded. I'll send them to one of those grading companies.
It's crazy where the value goes. I saw something on Facebook Marketplace. It was a ceiling fan, but it was a Nintendo. Like it had like Mario characters and like Zelda. It was from 1989. It was brand new, and they wanted $3,000 for it. I was like, is it really worth that much? So I looked on comps, and I saw they're worth like $2,000. I was like, wow, it's brand new, it's sealed, and you think that thing must have cost like $100 or $50, but that was 30 years ago, and they're asking $3,000, and they might get that if they wait for the right buyer. But you're asking about sourcing. So sourcing in Thailand.
Our sourcing, and in particularly, I know that it's a long distance anyway. So if you would find a lot of stuff that you probably, how long you've been there the last time? For how long?
So I was there for 4.5 months, 5 months last time. Yeah. 5 months.
That's a long time, man. So you were basically sourcing and selling right from there.
So what I was doing, I just sourced, and I didn't sell as much as I would have thought. So there's a company I work with in Denver, eBliss. So I send them my inventory from Chicago over there. So that's how I was still able to make money, even though I wasn't here. And then there was some stuff that I sold from Thailand to people in the US. Some stuff went to Australia. One thing went to Europe. But it wasn't that many items that I sold directly from Thailand. So what I did was I went sourcing, and I just brought all that stuff back with me when I left Thailand, and brought it back to Chicago with me. And I just bought a bunch of small things, electronics, really small collectibles. So I just had 2 suitcases. I had 3 suitcases and a backpack when I came back to the US. I think it was like 150 items, 140 items, something like that. Just a bunch of small stuff that I was trying to go for like $60 plus, that I just brought back with me.
Well, Segun, what kind of stuff were you finding over there that, was so different from here? Were you specifically looking for something different? I know culturally they might have vastly different stuff. So how would you even know what was valuable or interesting? Or was it a bunch of American stuff somehow over there?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff was like knockoff stuff from China. A lot of it, a lot of the I sell plush sometimes. Every once in a while, I sell clothes, and then electronics. You can just tell like how cheap it was, the electronics. But a lot of the stuff that I brought back was like small remote controls, CD players, tape players, accessories to stereos, because all that stuff was small. And then a lot of that stuff was available. It's available in the U.S. too, but almost all that stuff was imported from Japan. So it came from Japan, and then it just got wholesale to Thailand. And then I ended up just buying that stuff when I was over there. A lot of the places I went to the flea markets out there, and of course it's pretty tough because a lot of them, they don't speak English in that situation. They might just they know hello, but I guess it's good. Money is universal. We can figure it out. So just get my calculator out, and I know like basic numbers, but they'll say the numbers like really fast, and the language, the monotone it's like very soft, so it's very hard to hear them. So they say the number, and I'm like, huh, and it's already foreign. It's a foreign language, so they'll just put the number into my my phone. I'll say, oh yeah, what's the number, and they'll put like 40 baht or 50 baht, and I'll counter like, oh yeah, will you take 30 baht, and then they'll take it. Most time they'll take it. So I went to flea markets a lot. I started sourcing on Facebook Marketplace a lot, but that was on the very end. So I would just message them, use Google Translate, and say, oh hey, would you take this for it? And then I would go meet them, and I would buy it, and then I would go to the secondhand Japanese stores, which is basically just a thrift store. So I went to a bunch of those. I made like a whole series about going to thrift stores and the Japanese stores. And I just focused on small items that I can bring back. I only bought 2 big items, and one of them I shouldn't have bought. It was just so cheap. It was like $6. I'm like, oh, maybe someone could buy it. It was like a beer tapper thing. It was pretty big, and I'm like, should I buy it? So I bought it anyway, and then I bought this Nintendo GameCube storage unit. It was like $150 in value, and I think it was $3 or $5. So I bought that too. So I sold the Nintendo case before I left, and the beer tapper I didn't sell. And then calculators, accessories. So the stuff that I sold, or the stuff that I didn't sell, I just brought it back with me in those 2 suitcases.
Interesting. So how's the price comparison like compared to, like, say for example, would you run into, and also I wanted to mention, it's kind of funny when you mentioned Google Translate. What a lot of Russians do there when they talk to someone in Thailand, they just take out the phone and just say something in Russian. It translates in Google Translate to Thai language, and that's how they talk. Which is kind of funny, but that's what it is.
With the prices, so they see me and they assume that I have money, which of course I guess compared to the average Thai person, then yeah, I do have money, but compared to the average American, then no, I don't have money. So they would give me a price higher than what Thai people would pay, and yeah, so 100%, whatever price they gave me, I feel like it would be 2 or 3 times X what a Thai person would pay. So whatever number they told me, I would offer them like 25% of that. And then we would work it out. And then because they want to make the sale and I want the item. And some foreigners, they would just pay that money. They would say, it's $4, fine, or $6 is fine. But if I don't buy it, the stuff that I'm buying too is very rare. That they sometimes they had this stuff for a long time. Like there was this mall that I went to, Mega Plaza. Last year when I was there, this lady had these calculators in there, and I came back again the next year, and the calculators are still there a whole year later. And I know she probably had these calculators for years. So we ended up making a deal. So they know that I'm helping them. Everybody's winning if we can make a deal. So they didn't want to stick with their original number. They almost basically almost everybody worked with me with that number, and I bought the stuff. So they make money, I make money, we all win that way.
And also, you're right. And they actually, I've seen some videos, not just there are some YouTube content creators in Russia actually who go to flea markets over there, and it's similar type of like you can tell how stuff is put out even on the like on the ground. They'll put like tarp and put a lot of stuff on the ground, and you just kind of sort through it and see what it is because it's similar in a way from the videos that I've seen, and it depends also like quality wise. What would you say in comparison? When you say find some kind of say electronic or video game console, um, how does it in comparison if you go to flea market here in Chicago? Does it? I would say, is it clean or is it like most of it they don't even know if it works, or are they just trying to kind of they're not trying to cheat you, of course, because you never know even here if it's gonna work or not.
Yeah, so the quality is a lot lower. Um, it's like incomplete. It's dirty. I rarely find anything that's just brand new out there. Barely that barely happens. And I think these people, they just had the items for so long that it goes back inside the truck or the car, and they pull it back out, and it just builds up, and it's just like, yeah, it's dirty. It makes it a lot harder that way. I don't know if this stuff works. Um, yeah, it's almost always incomplete. So yeah, that the quality is a lot lower when I'm sourcing. The condition of it is yeah, worse than normally than stuff that I buy here. And the stuff that I buy here, the turnover rate is a lot faster. Like some of these guys that I see on Thursday, I know that they buy like a lot of estate sales, or they buy like storage units, and I know that stuff is fresh because they just picked it up, and there's stuff that I haven't seen before. But when I was out in Thailand, when I would go to the flea markets, I would see some of the same sellers, and it would be like the same stuff that really nobody really wants. And the stuff that I'm buying, like I said, no one's buying that stuff. It's just sitting there, and they don't want to throw it away. So they just hold on to it, and just for like years.
What about sourcing? Like, I mean, each country that you visited probably, and you can actually you're gonna be one of the best people, reseller wise, to talk to about this because you traveled to a lot of different countries. How would you say? Uh, I would not go through each country, of course, right now. It's gonna take us 10,000 years, but but how does it compare to like say? Uh, in the United States compared to quality of stuff that you were finding at like other countries, not just Thailand. Do you think in the United States still it is better quality stuff compared to the places you've been, or there were places where they had really good stuff?
So I've only done sourcing in the U.S., Thailand, and then Jordan. And in Jordan, I didn't have that much time to source. I only went to one flea market, and it was a lot of clothing. And I bought like 2 plushes, and I bought a jacket, a small jacket. So I guess that sample size is kind of small because I only went to one place for like an hour or two. But yeah, I guess I can only talk about Thailand. Oh, I did go to London too, and I tried to source, but that was just kind of last minute too. So I didn't really get to go to a prop. They call it charity shops. I didn't go to one of those. I went to like the mainstream. So I guess that doesn't even count. But so I can only really compare Thailand to the U.S. But I would say the U.S. would be yeah, way better for dollar value of stuff, the quality of stuff, the amount of stuff. But I am planning on going back to Thailand. And at the very end, the last couple weeks, I did discover this Japanese secondhand store that had a bunch of good stuff. But it took me 2 years to finally find it. So it might be different this next time around as far as like quality of stuff. Because I went there, and it was just I mean, it was crazy because when they opened, it was like the bins almost. When they opened, everybody just ran in, and everybody's like digging, and I'm a little overwhelmed because I've never done the bins before, and I'm used to just one-on-one. It's like quiet, and it's just me, and everybody's like grabbing stuff, and it was a lot of good stuff in there. I bought a lot of good stuff. So I only went there one time, and then I had to leave. So if I go there two, 3 times a week, I think I could find some really good stuff. One guy I talked to, he's a Canadian I met inside the store. He found some type of musical equipment and he sold that for like $4,000, which that's a lot of money. Entire $4,000. That's almost like a whole year's salary out there. Well, 6,000 is probably is about average.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah,
4,000 and for one item. That's like us finding like a $40,000 item or something here.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
But yeah, quality and overall cost. I mean, I think, and even when I see reseller videos that are based in like the UK compared to us, I think we're the best opportunity like in the US with the yard sales and all this stuff we have available to us. Like I said, here there's so many options that I don't even do in Chicago with the bins, or not the bins, the Amazon returns, the estate sales, the yard sales, the thrift stores in the suburbs. I don't do any of that. I just do flea markets just because I have enough stuff.
You never have enough stuff.
Yeah, everyone can everyone has a lot of stuff. It's like normal type of situation. If you're reseller and you don't have any stuff, that's it, man. You're not a reseller anymore. Let me say hello to Duncan Virtual Reality VR in the house. Duncan, thanks for stopping by from Australia. Segun, ever been to Australia, man?
Just as a layover. That was it. Layover. I don't know if that even I didn't leave the airport, so it was like 3 hours and I almost missed my flight, but that was it. That was all.
There are a bunch of us, a lot of content creators over there in Australia, actually, that support and subscribe to a lot of channels here in the United States.
Yeah.
So Duncan and Disgruntled Octopus and all of the content creators in Australia that show great support to our American community, land of opportunity here. Thank you, guys, from bottom of our hearts. Thanks for always supporting us. We got R&R Cyber Picker and Crafter in the house. Hi, Segun and everyone. It's a new member, or not new member, new face in our chat. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Big bro sub to Thrifty Mom, Kristen. Yeah, so guys, I put Segun's channel once again in the chat, and before we leave, I'll put it in again. So Segun, how's in Chicago itself? Do you live in the suburb of Chicago, or you just near downtown Chicago?
Yeah, not downtown. It's too expensive for me. So I live on the west side in the city, within the city limits. That's where I'm at. But a lot of the flea markets I go to, 2 of them are, one is in the city, and then the other 2 are in the suburbs. So when I go there, it's it's early in the morning. It's not that much traffic, but coming home, it might be like a 50-minute drive to get back home. It's a lot. But
man, it's crazy traffic over there. I don't know how you're dealing with the stuff, man. I would go crazy probably.
Yeah, I guess I'm just used to it now. I remember when I first moved back to Chicago when I was 18, and I was used to driving in central Illinois where there's no traffic and gas was super cheap. I was like, this is hard. And I had only been driving for 2 years too. And I'm like, this is stressful. Like, gas is expensive. It's so many cars. I didn't know how to parallel park at the time. It was hard driving in Chicago, but now I guess I'm just used to it. And I've driven in other cities too. I've done like a lot of road trips to like Boston and Philly and New York and LA. And I'm just, I guess, just used to it. I just accepted that this is what it is. This is, and I try not to drive during certain hours, but a lot of times I don't have a choice.
Yeah. We got Cha-Ching King Scott in the house. Scott, appreciate you very much, man. I wasn't going to give a super chat, but Segun is here, so I felt it was worth it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Segun, thanks for being here. Otherwise, Scott will never visit us again.
So
No, I'm kidding.
I get half of that super chat. You're gonna
Man,
Zell
we're gonna give $10 to Segun, guys. That's it. Segun, send me your Venmo account, man. Zelle, PayPal, Apple Pay, cash account, everything, man. We're gonna send
it,
it.
it gets split so much. YouTube takes a cut. It's crazy. I didn't know
Man,
they take I thought for super chats, I thought they take 30%, but they take 50%, right?
I think I have to double check maybe because maybe they changed. I think it was about maybe 40. I don't remember already.
40.
Man, I think originally it was 20%. I don't remember. I have to double check. But we really appreciate all of you guys who send us super chats. Shagan, I'll send you some money, man, right away. So you can buy some inventory from Scott Cha-Ching King. you're gonna sell you something, you're gonna pay him back $10. Big Bro is saying inside of Chicago is demilitarized zone. Yeah, there you go. Bobby saying Roman asked him if he ever went out to pit stop. Yeah, he actually, Bobby, we talked about it. If you were here all day, all night in our chat, Shagan went to Pete's shop in Crystal Lake and sold him something, I guess, right, Shagan?
Said he sold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Some Funko Pops, some Bose speakers, a bunch of leftover stuff because I went to go see Cincinnati Picker, and he bought a bunch of my stuff too because I was leaving Chicago. So I wholesale a bunch of stuff to him, and then I sold the rest of it to Pete, and then the rest of it I left in my brother's basement for me to get back to Chicago. So he stored that for me in the basement because that stuff was too big to send to Denver, and I didn't want to donate it because it was still valuable. So I just left it here. Yeah, because the stuff that's in the Denver, it can't be more than like 6-7 pounds, and it's got to fit into like a 14 by 20 bag, so it can't be super big. The stuff that's in them.
Man, I was actually surprised when you sent that package from Thailand to me, man. I was like, I got it. There was so many barcodes.
Oh,
I think it went through all the countries around Asia, man.
it was actually I sent a package, or a customer bought something. They were living in New Jersey, and it cost $12 to ship it from Thailand to New Jersey. It was under 1 pound. I was like, wow, this is cheap. This is a good deal for them. This is a good deal.
Yeah, man, actually not bad. It's actually cheaper than sending stuff in the United States to other state.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's like $30.
Man,
and it's so nice over there too because they will package the item for you because I can't do any labels online, so I have to go to the post office and they'll pack it for me for free. I'll pay for the materials, but the materials is like 50 cents, $1 or something like that, and they'll pack it for me for free. Yeah.
So that's how it is nowadays, guys. As you know, they raise the prices again for USPS shipping now and last week. So everything is going up again, and they're gonna keep raising those prices. USPS is probably not gonna stop doing it. So we kind of have to get used to this. Every time they raise prices, we have to change our prices for shipping. And Shagan, do you mostly sell stuff right now, mostly on eBay, or you do Whatnot also? And do you do any live selling already?
No, I'm mainly eBay. I did Whatnot a few times, and that was it. It's just the stuff that I sell, the masses would not be interested in it, in old random electronics. So, but if I sold clothing or shoes or more toys, and toys that I sell, they're not really designed for the masses. So I've done like 4 Whatnot shows, I think, in 2 years. That's it. I know there's so much potential on it. I do want to try to find more toys or video games that people would want. It's just hard to find that stuff. It's hard. And it's so expensive. Like we talked about earlier, the vendors, they know the value of that stuff, and they want like premium money. And if I don't buy it, they know the next person's going to buy it. So I can't pay what they want most of the time.
Right, because see, that's the thing about it. I think we discussed it already numerous times here on the lives that when you do live selling, not just whatnot, district, deep did, knickknacks, there is like already so many different ones, one-stop shop, stuff like that. There are a bunch of that ones that I don't even know. But in order for you, it's not about, I would not say like, many times it was discussed about following and not following. And still, you need to find inventories that will be certain inventories that you have to specifically designate to whatnot. And you have to buy it at specific price point in bulk that will make sense for you to even try to move it on whatnot and see like if you, of course you're not gonna be as many other resellers have tried already and still trying. What Kristen actually, Thrifty Mom, is like hardcore whatnot seller,
Mm.
and she does great job. But I mean, it's not I would say like inventory wise. And Shagan is right. If you go to flea markets, price cost for the items is important. That how much you're paying to buy like in bulk even, and see how if it's gonna be profitable for you as a reseller to move that stuff and whatnot. And our inventory that I get, like most of it kind of electronics and stuff like that, that I would not probably put on whatnot because I know that I can sell it for more money on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark. Depends, of course, what it is. But Shagan is right. I mean, you have to buy a lot of stuff for whatnot, which is kind of going to be profitable for you to move on whatnot and spend time preparing the show and do it consistently. In that case, yes, you will succeed if you do the shows like Kristen has done already for a while, and she got following, she got people coming over and buying from her, and not just Kristen, a lot of resellers in the communities that have been doing it. I mean, and see, that's the thing, Shagan, with me also, man. I kind of concentrate mostly for the stuff that I want to buy, that I will list on mostly on eBay. And if I would change my mind to try to source something, because at the beans, for example, if you had Goodwill beans in your area, and you guys in the chat most likely will agree, where you can get stuff by the pound in bulk, like Shagan mentioned, toys or plush, and then you can put that stuff on whatnot because you're not paying much for it and move it. Do you agree, Shagan, with that? I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, since I don't have any bins, it's hard to get stuff super cheap. But yeah, getting that initial cost low, because yeah, you're not gonna be able to get eBay prices on whatnot. So yeah, getting that stuff cheap is super important.
that is absolutely true, guys. That's the thing about it. That's why stuff, because I know Shagan likes to buy electronics like I do at flea markets, and I buy them also around different places here. And Shagan, you told me there are no bins close to where you are in Chicago, right?
Yeah, this I think it's like an hour and a half away, closest one.
Yeah, so it's like I see people drive here to bins from like different cities. It just amazes me. They don't come all the time because they just come in like once, say twice a month. They'll buy, and they don't buy hard goods. Most they buy is like shoes or clothing, and they will buy a lot of it. And then some of them, and still surprisingly, I can tell you, man, that I ask a lot of them if they sell and whatnot, and very rarely is that like someone will say yes. Like most of them still sell on like either eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or like Depop. The vintage kids who buy vintage T-shirts, they'll sell on Depop a lot, which is kind of something I don't sell on Depop, but they'll sell on Depop because they say vintage clothing sells better on Depop for more money, I guess. I don't know. Or Etsy, another one which I don't put a lot of stuff on is Etsy. So that's kind of interesting. And there are, of course, other ones and a bunch of other ones, but they don't want to specifically put stuff on whatnot for variety of reasons. Some
Mm.
some tell me they don't want to be seen on whatnot. and I tell them you don't have to be seen on whatnot. You can just show stuff with your hands. If you have some kind of privacy stuff, but that's another thing. So it's kind of depends on per person. But you're right. I mean, that's a thing about it. So Segun, was the most, I would say, expensive things not expensive, something that you found at flea market ever, if you remember, in Chicago, that you flipped for really good money? Do you remember any of like?
Oh yeah, yeah. I found these Pokemon cards from 2000. It was a special edition. They had a bunch of different languages, so it was 9 cards in one sheet that was sealed. They had it was like English, Spanish, French, German, and Italian, 9 different languages in one sheet, and it was sealed. But there was 41 sheets, but they're worth $300 per sheet.
Oof.
And
Wow.
I paid $1 per
Ow.
sheet. I paid $41, and it was like $14,000 in value.
Man, that's crazy. That's one of
Now you
those.
sold them all, right?
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, it took like 9 months to sell them all.
Hey, 14,000, 9 months. We all dream of that.
That's actually, yes, one of those sales that come in. Each reseller specifically for like, if you're gonna interview a bunch of resellers and ask them same question, how much, I mean, what kind of stuff they found once in a while, or once in a lifetime, they sold for really good money. Everyone will have some kind of story for sure, because everyone has that kind of sale that they remember or have done. So it's kind of interesting. And if you put all the stories together, you can make a very good bolo video.
Yeah,
It's not like, well, it's gonna be the best bolo video ever made. If you interview each reseller, which will tell you that stuff I sold for like 10 grand, that stuff I sold for 5 grand. It's gonna be the best bolo video. But were they from specific year cards or like older ones?
it was. They were all from 2000, the year 2000. It was a special, like an anniversary edition, and yeah, it was all brand new, and it still had the original shipping box. So they're all in like mint condition, which of course collectors that's really important. Yeah, $41. When I first bought it, I was like, yeah, this can't be real. I think this is a fake. I don't want to get too excited, but I'll pay the $41 because of course I'm not gonna not buy these because I could. It was early in the morning, and I didn't want to sit there and try to look at them. I'll just buy them and look at them at home. So I looked them up, and I'm like, yeah, these are real. These are real. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun because
Yeah, that's kind of that is, and the thing that they were real also is kind of nowadays, man. It surprises me a lot with certain things, but I mean, it's great for you that you were able to find something like this, which is great. And Kristen is saying, yes, I get a full bag of plush for 50 cents on a half of days at our beans. If Josh and Haley haven't taken them all yet, joking, and then go sell them more. Yes, because at their beans in South Carolina, they actually can get a full bag of plush for 50 cents, which we don't have that here.
Great.
So they have this is different because all states, and we discussed it, Goodwills and Beans and all variety of thrift stores have different types of policies on prices by the pound, by the bag. Everyone has a different. So they got a good deal in South Carolina, guys. So if you want to drive down, Kristen is like, no, don't drive down. I need to get that myself.
that's an amazing deal. A whole bag for 50 cents. Like 50 cents for the whole bag, or 50 cents a plush?
Yeah, it's like a garbage
Yeah,
bag.
for the whole bag, man. I know that's crazy, but that's what I mean. Maybe it's not just in South Carolina, but Kristen, you see, you have to keep it a secret. So nobody's gonna drive down like me. Some kind of Roman will show up at your beans tomorrow with like a bag and tries to get all the plush. Andy's saying, I don't want to be seen on whatnot, but I will sell you a pallet of books for $1. Andy, thanks, man. We need that. I need some kind of space to put a lot of books, just a lot of storage. We got Josh Gott in the house. Good evening, Roman Lisa. I hope all Josh, thanks for stopping by, man. Man, appreciate it. So, guys, before we leave for today, do you have any pets at home, or like cats or dogs?
No. I travel too much. No pets. No.
You like to travel, man. See, that's the thing. When someone travels a lot, it's hard to have pets. I
Yeah.
know that because you have to take care of them. So that's one of the things, man. That's actually. So, what do you like to do in Chicago? What is your like? Do you go like if you spend time, say in downtown Chicago? Do you like any sports teams like Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears? Do you follow any of them?
Yeah, I'm a big basketball fan. I used to play a lot of basketball when I was a kid. But yeah, going to some of the Chicago. It's been like 2 years since I've been to a game, Chicago Bulls game, and I've been to a bunch of them before, but I've only been to one Bears game. I'm not a big football fan. I do start paying attention around playoffs though, even though the Bears haven't been good in like years. But that's when I started watching football playoffs, Super Bowl, of course. But yeah, basketball. I do fantasy. I did terrible the last couple of years. My fantasy team, I was like second from the bottom both years. Or 1 year I was at the bottom. The other year I was second from the bottom. But this year I'm gonna try to do better with my fantasy basketball team. But yeah.
Man, yeah, Chicago Bears are actually may not be that bad this year. So follow.
Yeah.
They may actually make it maybe to the at least maybe playoffs. Who knows? But
I, I bought
Bulls.
this. It's just like vintage Bears. It's called like toss. It's got a field. It's got two field goals and it's got two a string and two footballs. So you take it and you try to throw it onto the post. And that's how you get points. It tracks the point. It's from like 2007, so it's brand new and it's Chicago Bears based. So depending on if they're doing well, I guess that's going to sell. But if they don't do well, then that's probably not going to sell. So I was on the fence about buying it because I'm like, I don't know how the Bears are going to do this season. But I mean, it was cheap, so I'm like, let me get it anyway.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of opportunities there with Chicago sports stuff in Chicago because Bulls stuff, and you probably run into it at flea markets most likely. The vintage when Michael Jordan and Pippen used to play, and Rodman and all the teams, those players, all Hall of Famers. You're probably gonna run, or you did run into that kind of stuff at your flea market over there most likely. I don't know how much specific seller wants for that stuff, but most likely, yeah, you will keep running into it, right?
You know how you talked about the vintage bros or the vintage boys. So on Sundays, I get at the flea market about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it officially opens at 6 o'clock. So I get there an hour and a half before it opens, and there's vendors or there's vendors. They set up around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. They get out there. And I guess people who buy vintage clothing and shoes, they get out there at like 2 in the morning. So when I'm walking in, they're already walking out with like a cart full of stuff. And this is like at 4:30 in the morning and they already walking out with stuff. And I feel like, am I doing something wrong? I'm getting here late. They have so much stuff, but it's mainly clothing. So if I sold clothing, I would need to get there, I guess, at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to get that type of that vintage stuff. But it's probably it sells for like crazy money probably. Some of that stuff.
Yeah, man, they're all everywhere in United States. There will be T-shirt bros, vintage kids. They specifically are trained some of them just are so good, man. They just somehow you will have a bin full of clothing, and they go fast. And they'll pull out something that you don't even see that. They're just already kind of like robots. They just go fast, pull it out, put it on their shoulder, move, put it on their shoulder, move, like within a couple seconds.
Nice.
Unless you develop this kind of thing. But that's what's clothing, man. The clothing also you have to dig in it. And it's just how they are doing it. It's amazing, man. It's just I haven't seen it like I see it now because I see it all the time when I go to the bins. But that's how it is. We got Samantha in the house, Bell Resells. It's awesome to see my favorite peeps. Hey, Roman, hey, Lisa. I'm at work rolling silverware, but I missed you all so much. Samantha, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it very much. By the way, guys, Samantha has been putting out content last couple of I would say, couple of days, new videos. So check out her channel, subscribe. And Scott is saying YouTube takes 30% of super chats. Used to be, I think, 20, so they raised. See, Segun, they raise their prices as everywhere else. Now they take more. So we're gonna send you only $5 today. But Bobby is saying, if you're not a football fan, going to a game sucks. You freeze your ass off. That's actually Bobby. And if you go sober, also, you're gonna freeze your ass off. That's actually true. Absolutely true. And Big Bro is going to South Carolina. So, Kristen, make sure you meet Big Bro and go get plush with him. Segun, what is before we end, what is your favorite thing right now that you like to resell altogether from all the categories?
Favorite, probably VCRs. That's probably my favorite item to resell. It just, I guess, reminds me of VHS tapes when I was a kid and teenager, and I like the media aspect of it, and I find them super cheap, and then they resell for well. So yeah, and I don't mind cleaning them and testing them, and I try to, when I see them, I'm like, I gotta save this. Like, I gotta preserve, this is history right here. So I try to buy them. As long as it's a decent brand, Panasonic or Sony. If there's some lower end brands, I leave those behind because they're only worth like $30 or $20, so I can't pick those up. But if they're like $50 plus, I'll pick those up. But those are it's probably the number one. Even my default picture, it's like me holding a VCR, and my profile picture is a VCR that I'm holding.
Man, surprisingly, I can tell you lately, which actually was also one of the things that I used to buy a lot of them to resell, VCR, DVD combos, VCRs, VCR, DVD recorders, DVD recorders. But lately, I can tell you the thing about it is that it has to be specific models because of testing them, of course, and also from flea markets. Sometimes when you go, and you will probably agree, a lot of sellers, doesn't matter where it is. It can be flea market, can be estate sale, garage sale. They don't specifically know if the unit works or not, like 100%. So you have to pay low for it, at least at certain price point where you at least will not just waste your money and throw it in the trash. Because if you take it home and one side of VCR DVD combo doesn't work, or VCR doesn't work at all, or something happens, with those things, they're fragile even in shipping, because it happens. And I sell them, but thankfully I pack them very good, so no issues with that. But this year I bought some units at garage sale where the seller, it wasn't, of course, too much. I paid maybe from $5 to $10 the most.
Yeah.
But I noticed, which you probably noticed it also, that VHS side sometimes like it's 50-50 if it's gonna work or not. So that happens, which is kind of expected. But I noticed a lot of resellers started to stay kind of away from VCRs, even though recorders, I would recommend, guys, if you find DVD VCR recorder, definitely get them even for parts. If one side doesn't work or if it doesn't record, you're still gonna be able to sell certain models, brands, for parts that are not working condition, and still will make money. So it's like depends on the model. But anyway, so Segun, what do you have coming up, man, on your YouTube channel? When is your next video about to hit?
Sometime this week. I don't know which day, but this will be part 8 of the series of coming up with enough money to fix my car. So yeah, this will be part 8.
That's actually very good. I didn't mention it, guys, but check out that video. That's actually, what happened to your car? I actually didn't
so
know.
you haven't watched my videos, eh?
I didn't watch it.
He got you there, Roman.
No, I didn't. I didn't watch it, which is true. Actually, see, guys, I'm telling the truth. I will watch it, man. I was just like, I saw the thumbnail but I didn't because I just right now with all the stuff going on with me, man, I cannot catch up to anything.
Oh,
So
that's okay.
I'll
Uh,
watch it, man.
so before I bought my car, I guess it got flooded, and that didn't get reported. So I've had this car for like 2 years, and then the it just stopped working. Like all the wiring needs to be replaced, and the ECM needs to be replaced too. So they quoted me 8,700 to fix it.
Oh,
Man, that's what happens. So if you guys have problems with your cars, but
Carfax,
watch the video,
Carfax reports.
guys.
I know
But
you said it didn't get reported.
It's not on there. Yeah, this it's not on there.
That's some sly shit there.
man,
They
that
just
is crazy. Sometimes you can buy a new car, man, and that's the thing about it. Mentally, I don't. That's me too, man. If something breaks, if it's expensive, which I've done already this year, which I fixed cars, both cars that I have, and the repairs are freaking expensive. But don't tell anyone shaking about it because people who didn't watch like me will not watch again. If you
yeah,
tell
no
them,
spoilers. No
But you
spoilers. Everybody's
but
got
you
to tune in and figure it out.
but you can see the progress of me earning the money. So yeah, we're like halfway there. Part 8 parts, seven parts so far. Yeah,
so I have to watch everything, guys. So I promise, Shagan, I will get onto it, man. I apologize, man. You see,
no
that's the
problem,
thing. We're gonna
no
have
problem.
to kick me off the live, and Lisa will take over, guys. So I'm fired right now. Unfortunately, after all of this, guys, that's it. But guys, I put once again Shagan's YouTube channel, Instagram. Please subscribe to Shagan. He got amazing videos and editing skills. I did watch a Bangkok videos, by the way, so I like those. So whenever you go back to Bangkok, I'll start watching right away. No, I'm kidding. And Lisa too.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
whenever you have, man, start doing your lives again from flea markets. I love that on Sunday morning, I would
Yeah,
wake up and go right away to Shagan's flea market adventures because
yep,
this is like, I love lives, man. And just one of my favorite things actually in content and reselling are the lives because, you talk to people directly, you like see what they have and like where they're going. And I kind of enjoy it. It's like, for me, it's like, number number one. That's like I love those types of
yeah,
this type of content. And then of course I'll watch podcasts, lives and stuff like that. I mean not lives, videos and shorts. So it's just the lives for some reason. Like for me, it's not like favorite thing because I enjoy it. I stay there all the time until it ends. I don't leave, so that's rarely leave. But anyway, Shagan, appreciate it very much, brother, that you joined us today. Before we leave today, guys, I would like to say condolences to Rod from Picking and Punching for losing his dog. He actually put out a video about that. So condolences to him and his family for losing a dog. So, Shagan, once again, thanks. We really appreciate you, man. You're great person, man. You're a great asset to the community. You're always supporting everyone. Have great personality, and it shows in your videos. And you show and teach everyone with the stuff you find. And that's great, man. That's what we love and enjoy and support. And hopefully, uh, you will get to everyone. I mean, everyone's kind of destination to get to certain point in their career of content creation. I mean, hopefully it's gonna happen for everyone, and we're all gonna try as best as we can, guys, and hopefully it will happen for all of us. That, but still, we love to do it. As me right now, I also like to do it still, as you see. And Shagan, once again, from everyone, man, thanks, man, for joining us, and have a great weekend, guys. And Shagan, good luck with making more videos, man, and the great content that you make.
thank,
You're making great content, man. Hopefully, we'll meet each other at one of the meetups. If I'll be able to go to any next year, hopefully, I don't know. It's kind of up and down with me right now. It's just health and not catching up to anything lately after my surgeries. I was completely way behind, not just with videos watching. It's just my own stuff that I cannot like do normally like I used to. So it's kind of taking away my love of reselling, and it's becoming for me like kind of pushing myself out where I cannot get to anything like I kind of started this year with. So I kind of was lagging, and at least I'm trying to at least now every day. So that's a good thing. So good luck with everything, Segun. Guys, everyone in the chat, we really appreciate you guys for supporting us as always. Thanks to everyone who sent us super chats. We really appreciate it, guys. And everyone who didn't send us super chats also. You guys amazing for supporting us. Please, once again, subscribe to Segun's channel. Follow him on Instagram. And we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure who the guest will be yet because I'm
Never
not sure
know.
yet. But you will see it, guys, because it's just I take week off because I need a break because of the stuff that is happening with me health-wise. So anyway, once again, thank you, guys. And we'll see you next 2 weeks, hopefully.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and supporting. We love you all. I'm glad you come back. So, y'all come back now. You hear? Have a good Saturday night. Be profitable.
Take care,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.